There are two prosecutors, I think.
And two defense attorneys.
Okay, awesome. Well, today on 2023 CR 6643, that's the injury to the elderly. The other case is the driving while intoxicated case. Today is the plea deadline date on the injury to an elderly. Where are we?
Your Honor, I've conferred with Mr. Carlos. He has indicated to me that he's disinterested to take up the state's offer.
All right, you want a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there a reason he's not speaking to me?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Do you want a jury trial?
Yes.
All right. State, how long do you expect this jury trial to go?
About 3 days.
All right, Norma, I need a jury trial date on 2023 CR 6643. And it's 3 days. All right, we'll set your case on December 12th as well.
Are you referring to me?
Yes,
Judge, I have a pending motion to suppress.
it's not set for trial. You're coming back on December 12th with your client. He's going to trial on the injury case
I understand. Are you
Okay.
gonna hear the motion?
to suppress on the DWI.
Yeah.
Is the DWI related to the injury case?
I don't think so,
No,
Judge.
No, we're gonna go to trial on the injury case and then you'll speak with Ms. Ferguson and after the 12th, she'll give you a date for the motion to suppress.
Okay,
All right, is there anything else?
No,
that's it.
what would you like me, Judge? Left and right?
The side,
Right?
yes. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 8486, State of Texas versus Annabelle Marie Vela. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Paul Savetta for the defense.
And are you Miss Vela?
Yes.
Is it Vela or Vela?
Bella.
Vela, okay. Probation, this is an application. Counsel, did you receive all the discovery in this case and review it with your client?
Yes, we did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated with a child under the age of 15 as a state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes, ma'am.
and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, she has, Your
Do
Honor.
you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I feel she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Vela, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $500 fine. State recommends community supervision, DWI intervention, VIP, and ignition interlock for half the term. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, it is.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours community service restitution, and 10 days house arrest in lieu of 10 days in the Bear County Jail. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
State offer states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
We have
Any
no
objection?
objection.
Excuse me. Judge, may the state be excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. There-
Anything?
Oh,
Yes, I'm sorry. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, there are two issues that I'd like to discuss with the court. Ms. Vella's been sitting in jail for the last 3 weeks. And we would ask the court to take that into consideration in reference to the 10 days house arrest. If you do impose the 10 days house arrest, she is gainfully employed, and that leads to the second issue. We would ask that the court consider allowing her to go to work and home as part of the condition of her house arrest. The second issue is the fact that her employment is in Guadalupe County. And of course, we'd ask you to allow her to travel to Guadalupe County for work purposes. She works at the, which is right off of IH-10. We'd ask you to allow her to travel to Guadalupe County while she's on probation to continue her employment there. And then the last issue we'd like to talk to the court about is the ignition interlock for half the term. Ms. Vella does not have a vehicle. She already had the handheld device, so we'd ask you to continue her with the handheld device.
All right. So, Ms. Vela, with regards to the ignition interlock, do you live by yourself or you live with other people?
Other people.
All right, and who are these other people? Are they relatives?
My boyfriend and his mother.
Your boyfriend and your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they have a vehicle?
They do.
This vehicle that you were driving, was that your vehicle?
It was mine, no.
Whose vehicle was it?
It was my boyfriend's.
So she's gonna have ignition interlock. With regards to employment,
Real quick, is that vehicle, is it running? Is it drivable?
No.
she'll have to provide proof of that.
Okay.
But I'm gonna order ignition interlock. Any other vehicles at that home?
No, just well, it's his truck that doesn't work and then his mom's, but I don't ever drive his mom's car.
Well, ignition interlock.
Judge, the mother is here if you'd like to admonish her about her using the vehicle.
No, I mean, if a vehicle is sitting in the driveway, it has to have ignition interlock on it. Now, is Child Protective Services involved?
Yes.
And the 2-year-old, where is the 2-year-old now?
With his mother, with my boyfriend's mother. She's my safety plan person.
Tell me, what were you thinking? Because I read the report, not only were you intoxicated with a 2-year-old in the car, but the 2-year-old was not even in a proper carrier. 2-year-old is just in a seat, in a seatbelt.
I wasn't, I don't know. It was a very selfish act of me, and I didn't think all the way through. I just wasn't thinking, and
So where
I
were
was
you
being
drinking?
selfish.
Where were you drinking?
I was with my sister.
At the sister's house? Or
No,
what?
I was going to my cousin's house.
So
So I was with my sister hanging out, and then I just thought to go hang out with my cousin, and
The question was, were you at your sister's house? Were you at a bar, at a club?
yeah, we were just at my sister's house.
So you're at your sister's house drinking. Does she have children as well?
Not that live with her.
All right, so she doesn't have children that live with her, but she has children. Another Child Protective Services case, the reason why the children don't live with her?
I don't know what her situation is. I don't know what happened, the details of her or what happened, but I just know that the dad took him. He's in the military, and the dad took him. So
All right. And so when you were at your sister's house, was the 2-year-old with you while you all were drinking? All right. Just wandering around while you all are drinking.
yes,
So then after you finish drinking, then what do you do? Stumble to your car? Because in the police report, it says when they pulled you over, you almost fell out of the vehicle.
I don't think the judge is trying to make you
I know,
feel
I-
ashamed. She just wants you to realize that.
Yeah. I mean, you have to realize there's so much that could have happened. You know, I had a friend, and a lot of people do not read the warning that's over the visor. And you know that warning over the visor that tells you who can sit in the front seat, and it'll tell you what their weight should be and how old they need to be. And if they're not that age and you put them in the front seat and there's an accident, the airbag will just totally sort of crush them. So my friend didn't pay attention to that, and her child was sitting in the front seat, and she wasn't driving intoxicated. And she felt so bad because her child ended up with scratches on the face. They had to take him to a surgeon to take care of the cuts to his face. But you're driving intoxicated, and you have a 2-year-old on the second passenger row that's not even in a proper car seat, just in a seatbelt. And all the people were calling because you were weaving and swerving. So how often are you drinking alcohol, and what are you drinking?
before it was. Before it got to this point, it was quite a bit, maybe every other day.
All right, so what, do you know why you're drinking? What started you to drinking a lot?
Judge, if I may, on her behalf, just to
Sure.
help get her going.
Yeah.
She did commence a 12-step program. She made it through the 6th step.
Mhm.
And I think through going through that program, I think those reasons might become clearer to her. I know one of the first steps that she learned was having to accept responsibility for her behavior. When she did end up in jail, several family members were trying to get her out. And she took it upon herself to say, hey, look, first thing is I gotta accept responsibility. Leave me here. I'll go to court and deal with it. I don't know if she really.
So is there any mental health issues that need to be addressed, any past trauma? And I'm not gonna ask you what the past trauma is, but is that something that needs to be addressed? Is there something like
That
that?
is beyond my personal knowledge.
Were you raised by your parents or no?
I was,
All
I
right,
just, before I had like realized it was an issue, I was just doing it selfishly. I don't know why, I don't know, I knew it was an issue. I had a drinking issue, but I didn't realize how much of an issue it was until all of this happened, and it took me to get to this point to realize that what I was doing wasn't right, and I have a son to raise and look after, and I wasn't putting him first. And
all right. So you only have one child? So here's the thing. I'm gonna grant your application, but you're gonna have to start making choices. And sometimes the choices that we make means that certain people can no longer be in your life. If your sister is not gonna get her act together, she shouldn't be in your life. Because, for example, if you would have came to my home and there was a 2-year-old, I wouldn't have allowed people to just be drinking till they're intoxicated. I would have recognized certain things. And if I was not watching, you became intoxicated, I would have said, you're not leaving, I'm taking the keys. So you're gonna have to see people as they are, not as you hope they will be, because you have a 2-year-old, and that 2-year-old can't decide and say, hey, mom, I'm not getting in the car with you, you're intoxicated. That 2-year-old is 100% dependent upon you so that they don't have any trauma in their life, and so that they go on into adulthood. You understand? All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility. It will be suspended and probated for 3 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Gonna do the DWI intervention and education course. Ignition interlock for half the term. There's gonna be a 2-year driver's license suspension. 120 hours of community service restitution. I know that Child Protective Services is probably making you do parenting classes. If they're not, you're gonna do them. Once you completed parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Thank you, Judge.
There's gonna be 30 days partial GPS for employment. I'll ask that the fees be waived or deferred. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs, make sure they test for alcohol. Field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months. CPS compliance. 90 sober meetings in 90 days. We'll do a TAP evaluation. That can be out of custody. If you miss that TAP evaluation appointment, a warrant may be issued for your arrest because that's going to be a violation of your probation, or it may end up with you spending time at the Bexar County Jail and having them do the TAP there. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm doing the 30 days partial GPS in lieu of the 10 days in the Bexar County Jail. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I know that the Bexar County Jail, 1, has too many inmates. 2, there are health issues there. 3, there's issues with the facilities, the actual maintenance and upkeep. All right. And with regards to the TAP evaluation, if the TAP evaluation recommends inpatient treatment, we're going to start with intensive outpatient treatment. If they recommend outpatient treatment, I still want to start with intensive outpatient treatment. And we'll do a referral to felony drug court. Felony drug court, there's no room there. There's a waiting list, but things may open up. And if they do, then felony drug court will probably accept you. All right. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
Your Honor, you mentioned proof of employment.
Thank you. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Anything else, probation?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court?
Judge, just the permission to travel to Guadalupe County for employment.
All right, she's allowed to travel to Guadalupe County for employment. All right, is there anything else you need from the court? You need to say yes or no. All right, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of, you probably need to come around. I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification for defendants' rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Come this way.